Hey guys, it's Friday and I'm hiding out my room. I'm actually supposed to be getting my house ready for 20 people to come over for dinner in less than an hour, so I'm going to be quick. I know some of you may have already had your spring break or maybe you're smack in the middle of it. Ours has been a bit truncated because winter did not get the memo and we're 4 days into spring and there's still snow on the ground and kids are missing school. So either way, your people probably have at least a long weekend for Easter coming up. So we have break and holiday happening at the same time. Um, so, what's so hard about holidays and breaks from school for our kids? So, if you have an answer, feel free to comment with it. In our family, what's hard is there's less structure. The anticipation of the less structure raises anxiety, not just for the kids, but for me too. And there's candy in this holiday and anticipated gifts, perhaps, and time with extended family. So, what would the impact be if we thought ahead and set our kids and ourselves up for success, knowing we're going into something that's going to be a little bit challenging? Again, I love interacting with you, even though this is a recording. So comment away with your answers, what you think the impact would be for your family. And for us, a little work ahead of time means less work right in the moment. And it also means I have resources and ideas kind of right at my fingertips instead of having to feel like I have to scramble, even though I knew it was coming. And that ease of mind for me definitely translates into my kids. Like that deep breath that I can take because I feel empowered helps my kids take a deep breath with me. So if I'm going in feeling prepared, my anticipation and anxiety decreases. And that's always good for our kids. You know, think about mirror neurons, like they're mirroring our neurochemistry right through our eyes. So if our eyes are shooting out like crazy, crazy, then we're ramping up our kids without even knowing it. So here is what's saving us during breaks and holidays. Plan a routine into that break, put the structure back in, and communicate it with your kids. Bonus if you have a kiddo who can help you plan that out and have ownership with it. It should include frequent protein and hydration breaks and also sensory breaks if your kid has sensory needs. It's also really helpful if you make a visual of what you all have decided on. Put it in multiple places if you have to. Pictures are great. Even a marker of moving down as you go, as you check off things in your routine, that's great as well. If you need a little less structure, like less routine, but a little bit more, like some ideas at the helm, you can always, like do one of those jars of activities that, if you hear those magic words, I'm bored, you can pick out of. If your child seems really more fragile and agitated, really keep that bar low. Like anticipate that this is going to be a tough time and like raise I'm sorry, not raise, lower the bar and raise playful engagement and yeses. So those are things that can really increase felt safety with our kids and kind of keep that low simmering anxiety. You also might want to plan into that routine and structure that we were talking about, calming activities. So a lot of like proprioceptive, deep muscle activities, things like squeezes, trampolines, heavy work, helping drag baskets of laundry around or carry heavy things, chewing lots of gum, those types of things. Resist the pressure to work on a new skill or expand your child's world for the sake of the holiday. This is really not the time to be overly optimistic about your child's tolerance for all of those overstimulating activities like Easter egg hunts and extended family dinners and gatherings. So if you decide to brave a new experience or do something outside of the typical routine, make a plan. So if you want to be brave, go in again with those expectations, and make a plan. So do you kind of catch my theme? Like, again, be prepared. You need to be like the Secret Services, like that team that preps an event for the president. You kind of go in, you evaluate the situation, you identify all of the threats, the pitfalls, and you mitigate them, you plan around them. So that's your job as parent. You're like the Secret Service team. So If food outside of what you'd normally want your child to eat is going to show up at different family events and dinners, make sure you plan ahead. Pack your own stuff, but don't pack like boring or awful stuff. Like pack stuff that your child's going to be excited about having as an alternative when everyone else is eating candy or green bean casserole or whatever. They're like, oh, I love that, or I want to try that. Like have a really good alternative that they love, even if it's like bacon or something really fun that you feel good about them eating. But even if it's not traditional for the holiday, just make it feel special for them. If you do have to make an appearance at a family function, besides food, think about the activities. Think about something structured that your child can do. And then also think about a plan to leave, like when you're going to leave. Like, hey, we can come to this dinner, but we're going to be in and out in an hour. Explain that to all the people that need to know ahead of time, including your kiddo, so you can know, like, hey, we're going to this. I know it makes you uncomfortable, but we're going to stay for an hour. Set a timer. Do something that's visual and tangible, and then follow through with that. Leave when you promised you were going to leave. This is a challenging week for a lot of us, so plan some decompression time coming into it. If you have a specific challenging outing, plan some decompression time before it and after it, even during it, if it's a long thing. If you're coming into a 10-day break, you want to plan some self-care for yourself beforehand, during, and after, because that can really help the whole thing stay together and not fall apart at the seams. So make sure you find that time for you. And so what is your plan for holiday break? I still have a couple days to go, so I'd love to hear your ideas as I'm planning my situation. Tonight, I'm not taking my advice. Oops. And so we're doing something that's kind of out of our ordinary, and I didn't plan very well for it. So I'm eating my own words. I still have a couple. I'd love for you to join our Facebook community. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/the Family, or you can search the private group at Essentially Connected Parenting. I go live on Monday evenings on the Facebook page, so I'd love for you to join me there. If you have a question you want me to answer this Monday, go ahead and post that in the comments. Again, all the links to connect with me on other social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, UnCorked, are all below in the descriptions. And I'm also going to post a link to my favorite list of protein snacks. All right, I gotta go, but have a great Friday, friends.